Hello and welcome everyone. My name is Matthew here at Crescent. We're taking a look at another 1997-1998 Top Stadium Club Royal Court Michael Jordan insert. This recently graded another one of these. This is deja vu for some, but here's another quick look at one we just did recently. Scored a 7.5 subgrades. Let's see here. 9.5 for the centering. Yeah. Edges. Yeah. The back of it is a little bit more. You can see right there. This is probably gonna have that's the lady the Chihuahua coughing and managing the situation here. Edges. Oh, this was the edge down here. Yeah. And what do we give it? A 6.5. We're pretty rough on the edges on this one. Pretty strict, but I guess that down there. And to be honest, the edges on this one's I don't want to say maybe I'll go to a 7 on this one on the edges, but we'll take a look overall. There's somewhere there, somewhere up top here. 6.5 to 7 for this, and probably 6.5 to 7 on the other one. So the edges on this is tough. Corners, we might even be getting a similar corner score with that 7. Because it just it's like I also take against all the different corners, and yeah, that one bottom left. So what do we have for surface? 8. Oh, okay, quick about surface. So I was looking at this card. I almost got a little bit of I don't want to say heartburn, but a little concern looking at this Royal Court kind of emblem. That's the beauty of having multiple cards to cross-reference is one could say, like, is that a scratch on the Royal Court circular kind of piece that looks like almost a surface flaw? What's great about having multiple copies of the same card is this card also has the same identical. We'll start off by taking a look at the surface of this card. This card also has the same indentation, same spot. So, one could say like, well, that's just part of the card, and it is. But the centering looks about the same as far as the distance from the top to the left on using that top icon. And the space from the right to the bottom look about the same. A little bit of a discrepancy from the top to the bottom. We'll take a little bit closer look at that. Let's see if we can see anything on the back here. So like that space from the lettering to the bottom is going to be our anchor point. And you could possibly use this scroll as an anchor point at the top. But centering looks great. I probably I already told you the edges and the corners are going to be our most problematic, but definitely the most critiqued area of this card. We'll do centering. We'll do edges, corners, surface. We're taking a look at the surface right now, and then we'll come up with a total. And that other one got a 7.5 overall. And this, I'm kind of feeling this could go in between like around an 8 and an 8.5. Because, yeah, that other one had, I would say, significant damage to the edges, where this is a little bit lighter wear to it. That got a 7.5. So essentially, I would almost say that like 25% of the card had deteriorated to get a 7.5. So the other graders kind of look at it as like there's very the majority of a card can be nice, and then just one small area can be damaged. And I've seen other professional graders mark it down for just one area of a card, where I take a holistic view. And not only that, some other graders kind of say like, well, I think the lowest subgrade can only be a 0.5 higher than that. I've seen that before. I do an average of all the grades to come up with a total. So, every grader has their own way of doing things, but I'm being transparent with mine. And the surface, I'm not seeing a lot of issues. I think I did maybe see like right here as we get like closer up. And I tried to remove this. It's you could almost say like a speck. It is not able to remove, so I do have to take that in consideration to my surface. I believe down here as well there was a speck. So I have basically 2 specks that is not really able to remove. I think this right here is also in the category, and there's a bit of a scratch there. a small indentation, scratch, whichever word you want to use. So all those elements go into the surface score. And the card is, close to 30 years old, so it is a little bit harder to keep in perfection for 30 years, especially when multiple owners have owned the card. So I think an 8 for the surface is where I'm going to land on that. And the overall grade, I'm kind of leaning towards 8 anyways, but surface is an 8. We'll do edges and corners next, and honestly, that could probably both be 8s as well, because it's the card has deteriorated to a little bit of a degree. I have some fingerprints that I'll clean off later, but like that corner there, that could be even a 7.5. I've seen other professional graders take down scores when it's not even really what's the word? You don't even have to zoom in on the wear to see it like with a naked eye. So like 7.5, maybe even 7 on these corners. Yeah, 7 on the corners. It's just got some wear to them. And corners 7. We have the surface an 8. The edges is also probably landing around a 7. And then let's take a look. So we took a look at the corners. Now we're taking a look at the edge. So like this edge here, there is wear. It's clear as day. And then there's edge wear here on this left. And it's just part of the card's wear over years. Not much wear on the right side, a little bit. Not as bad. This bottom, there is some wear. So I think a 7 for the edges is what I can put in my close to fair category. A 7 on the edges. And centering is actually really, really good. Let's see what we did for this one. We did a 9.5 for centering. You kind of see the amount of space from top to bottom down here as well. Very similar. And probably going with a 9.5 again. The centering they got right. The space between, we'll take a look at that on the back. The space between this left side and the bottom almost feels like a little bit of a discrepancy. The front doesn't have, I think it almost feels like there's more space at the bottom there. And not every time is the card front and back cut. Sometimes, I would like to think that if you cut a sheet of cards that the front and back would be symmetrical. Symmetrical is the right word, consistent, and so that's a little bit better. And we gave it a 9.5. I'm going to give it a 9.5 for the centering again. That is just my interpretation of the centering now. Feel free to disagree. But we have 2 7s and an 8 and a 9.5 for this card. The 7 and the 8 go to a 7.5. And then we have a 9.5 and a 7.5, which would meet in the middle at an 8.5. And then we have a 7 and an 8.5. And the question is this card a 7.5 or an 8? And, you kind of see a little bit more wear there. Like that corner has pretty similar corners as other ones. I think the edges did have a little bit more. What do we give this one? Edges 6.5, that's great. So yeah, that corner there's a little. So this got a 7.5. I'm leaning, it's in between an 8 and a 7.5. And I think another 7.5 is honestly where I'm going to land. We're going to pump it through Grok. Okay, so there we go. We're going to cross-reference. I'm going to say 7.5 to 8 right now. We're going to pump this card through Grok, an AI tool. And then we're going to see what AI says. So hopefully that can give me some clarity if this card should go up or down in between a 7.5 and an 8. So that's what we'll do. We'll do that following this video. Thank you for watching. Continue to watch. This card will be up on our eBay channel, and we appreciate you.